Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to this here very cold November's evening. It's the what is it? It's the end of November. It's 29th maybe, 29th actually, and it's minus 12 degrees out there, which is it's quite rare that we get those low temperatures already in November. But anyway, we're indoors and keeping the fireplace in fire, and I'm building batteries. A battery, rather. First, before commencing with the battery assembly for the third time, whatever it is now, I got in a few comments because the second video here in my series of this here battery building for some reason got it's up to like 500-600 views or something, which is a lot for my channel, and with that of course also comes comments. First of all, from one of the brethren people in Finland, Niema 2. Hi from Finland. I recommend using insulation between the cells. I used fiberglass insulation board myself. There is no shrink wrap in the cell. No, but some kind of sticker type wrap. It's just peace of mind. Yes, I agree. And I have made the decision. I think I already said this in the previous video, number 4, or whatever it was, that I'm going to go with this 1mm thin cork sheets. It's a roll now, but I will cut it up to sheets here during this thing. So that's Kiitos very much, Kippis, what have you. And I'm pretty sure that it is almost as cold in Finland, and I'm also pretty sure that you have the same ridiculous prices of electricity as we do. So yeah, it's insane is what it is. Hence the fireplace. But then we also have this bloke, whoever they say, James Brown -008G said, "Waste of time. Thanks for showing me just how much time I could tolerate." Well, fuck you too, mate. Seriously. What? Okay, before I just have to get this off my chest here. Why do you leave comments like that on a small channel? I don't ever leave comments like that even on bigger channels, but why? Just why? Okay, so you didn't like it. Well, click away. There are plenty of other video makers on this here platform which have a completely different you know, this is what I do because I'm thinking out loud here. That's the format that I do things in. I don't have a script. I basically almost have a rough plan for what I'm supposed to do when I sit down here and hit record. Somewhat at least. But that's about it. And that is my thinking process and my working process that I'm recording and sharing, for better or worse. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. I just don't understand why you leave negative comments, especially on small channels, but on big ones as well. Sometimes I hit the dislike button, but that's when certain channels, which I really don't like, they just get recommended to me over and over and over again, and I get a little bit sick of the platform for recommending. Like this, for example, there's almost an entire genre of people hating on the motor vehicle, on the personal car, and they usually say that America is terrible because we don't have any public transport, and Europe is awesome and great because they have so many trains and buses and everything is wonderful. Hello, I'm a European. I'm here to tell you it's fucking rubbish. Our public transport is a fucking joke unless you're in one of the major cities. If you're in one of the major cities, then that is great. Yeah, subway, buses. You don't even need to know the timetable. You just go to the bus stop and wait for a few minutes and the next bus will arrive. But here, in the rural countryside, it's a joke, is what it is. It's terrible. It's not even funny at that joke at that, because what is it? On the weekends there are absolutely no buses at all, so I'm cut off from the rest of the world unless I have a personal vehicle, a car, because it's too fucking cold to go on a moped or a bicycle. We have something called weather as well, which makes the bicycle infeasible in many circles. And we also have something, the Dutch, they have weather too, but they don't have any hills. It's completely flat, so the bicycle is maybe feasible. And also it's very much more built up and densely populated, so the distances aren't that great. But the buses and everything is just rubbish. It's ridiculous. For just as an example here, before I come, whilst maybe I can try and do this whilst assembling the battery a little bit. I'm only like what is it, 500 meters or so away from the southern main line here. Southern main, yeah, from a main line anyway of the railways. So I can hear the trains going by there all the time, especially the freight trains during night time. I can hear because they're very loud and rickety and make a lot of noise. But there's a commuter train that goes to the town just south of me, and then from there to one of the major, I think it's actually the town that has the most railways to it from the most directions or something that connect there. So that would be quite handy to be able to use. But the point is, it goes between the town south of me and that town that has all those, where all the railways to everywhere in the south of the country come together right there. And the thing is that this commuter train, it goes to the town south of me, but then in order for it to turn around, it has to go to my, it's not a town, it's not a village neither, it's larger than a village, smaller than a town, it's not a municipality of its own. But the thing is, that commuter train, it goes north on the main line, switches over here to the other track, and it also, there's a siding, so that's where it's waiting for its next turn to go south again. And just why can't you just let people ride it for that little bit? Because that would enable this entire little community here to get connected to all sorts of places without having to rely on a personal car. So that was a digression, yeah, because for some reason YouTube keeps recommending these car-hating channels to me, and I think a little bit of both is what you need to get everything working. It's good. I suppose it's good to have public transportation if it works and if it's available, but when it's sparsely populated, it just doesn't work. And on weekends there are no buses at all here, so I can't really use it. I remember one time my car was at the service place, actually in this town further south where all the railways connect. I needed to go get it, and they called me on a Friday and said that your car is done, your car is ready, come get it please. Sure, I looked at the bus timetable thing, bus route planner thing, and I said I want to leave as soon as possible and I want to go there. Okay, well, you can leave on Monday at 05:35. Oh, rubbish. What was that about? Yes, so on those channels I might leave a dislike sometimes, and maybe one day YouTube will understand that I'm simply not interested in this oversimplified explanations of why America is terrible and Europe is great, because I'm not sure I agree. I haven't been to America, so I don't know what the situation is actually like in practice there. But here, yeah, if you're in the capital and you just need to go to the bus stop, you can get wherever you want within a short amount of time, and for, I think, for a reasonable price as well, and everything. But here it is both unavailable and expensive. So there you go. Now we're here to assemble the battery. So a few changes have been made since last time. These things are now attached here for keeping the cells like so. I said previously that I wanted to make it narrower, and to that end I actually split my steel tubing, square steel tubing, in two. So one, it was previously like this, it sat there, and the threaded rod came out and the nut came out, and so on. But I needed to get the width of it down a bit to be able to easily get this thing into the compartment in the caravan where it's supposed to sit. So after a bit of thinking and so on, I decided to split it rather than doing anything else, and I painted them. Primer, paint, clear coat is what I did. So it should be, hopefully, decent enough. At least, it doesn't really matter for aesthetics, it's just to rust proof it. There you go, and yeah, you'll see how it's put together if you have the patience to hit. But anyway, what I want to say to this person that posted this comment, I don't think that my channel is for you, simply, and you should be able to make this distinction yourself. You don't really have to share your opinion about it. You know, I'm not that interested. It just disheartening. Really. It's just, and what is it more? It's it makes you unmotivated. Is what it makes you. Disheartening and dismotivating. Yeah. There are other channels that script their thing and think things out and spend more time editing their videos than they do working on stuff. Or maybe they have someone editing them for them, and they get sent stuff from all over the place for free and so on. I have bought this with my own money that I worked for to get, that I paid taxes on. Lots and lots of taxes. And so on and so forth. So please spare me your opinions, if you wouldn't mind. That's not the correct cell. We want to number 6. So here will be battery main negative, and the BMS counts from there. So that's why I'm putting them like this. Number 5, number 6. So it's some of these are really tight in here, and some are not so tight. Yeah, I'm not a carpenter neither, or a video editor, or video anything, or no. What am I? I'm just a man, really, trying to get by here, and for the moment trying to build a better battery for my caravan. There you go. That's how they'll be. And then we have this. Then we have these, which are the clamping plates, or what you want to call them. You see here, there is only, for the piece that is supposed to go on the inside, I only painted one layer of actual paint. See if I can, yeah, this ought to be that one, and like so then. Previously they could sit rather comfortably on there, they might still be able to, but cork sheets, yes, cork sheets indeed. See if I can, do I have something And I'm not here to show you how to build a battery. No, I'm here to build my battery and share my experiences with building my battery. You might learn something if you have the patience to sit through my humming and gnawing and thinking out loud. You might not. And then again, my channel is not for you, and you can very much keep your opinion about that to yourself. But if you have something helpful to add, I'm very much grateful for that. Whew. Yeah. I get very few comments at all on my channel, so very few. So when it comes the few comments that come if they are negative, then that's like, what the fuck, seriously, YouTube. I made a video, not in English, but a few weeks ago, where I made my own snus from my own tobacco that I've grown in my garden during the summer. I cured the tobacco and everything. I had like 30 views or so on that video, and one comment. And what did he say? Your snus contains cyanide. I prefer pure salt in my snus. Did he provide, I'm assuming it's a he, did he provide a tip for an affordable good salt that doesn't contain these additions, E353 and E356, I believe it is. No, 535 and 536. I guess that is a compound containing cyanide, but it is also very small amounts. That is not going to be a problem, I don't think. Also, it's the same salt that you put in all your cooking and everything. Still, I would prefer salt without it. But yeah, so I asked him, do you have a recommendation on a salt that doesn't contain this and that is affordable? No reply. But it's your only purpose in life to go around spreading bullshit around yourself. Fuck you. Yes. So this is Dr. Fluding and his battery building enterprise for the moment, and he's still a little bit sick. On the recovery train though, train of recovery, train to recovery, definitely, but still rambling all over the place. The slight bit of illness is not helping in that regard. I think that we should add cork on these here. And it just so happens that the width of the cork here is just about the height of a cell. It is more or less exactly. It's like maybe the cork is 2 millimeters wider than the cell is tall. So that works out pretty well. And this has, you can peel off here an adhesive thing, but currently my thinking is that I'm not going to peel that off and glue it or adhese it to the cells. But what I am going to do is to adhese it to this thing. I should have around here somewhere. It might be downstairs. You can skip ahead a few seconds while I go downstairs looking for my straight edge thing. Here it is. pair of scissors. Fiskars, made in Finland. Maybe it's a Finnish brand. It says Finland there. Maybe it should be made in Finland. Good stuff. Our brethren people. Yes, the Norwegians are our neighbors. The Danish are our sworn enemies. But the Finns are our brethren, brothers and sisters. Yes. So you want it about that wide from like so it goes in between the holes here, and like so. Maybe you have something to mark this out, like a pen. I am definitely in possession of many pens. There is a pens, it's just that you can't quite find them when you need them. There we go. Pen. And to get this somewhat straight, at least to begin with. Yeah. Is that the width you want? More or less, yes. I hope that I'll have enough of this here cork. Yes, pen is not adhering really well to this really slippery material, whatever it is. And also I'm outside of the... Oh yeah. You know, I could do this by myself completely here. That would be much quicker and wouldn't be digressing so very much. Yes, I would. In my head, I'd still be digressing just as much as I am here and now. But it doesn't take up quite so much time to just do it in my head as it does to try and speak it and so on. But yeah, here you go. This is it. I don't think that you made it this far in the video unless you like to find some of it appealing in some way, shape or form. Yes, I'm going to stop griping about this negative comment now. It wasn't even that negative. It can be much worse. There you go. We want it about there. I think I can draw on the cork, it doesn't matter. I think that the pen will be slightly more have a slightly easier time of adhering to the cork side than the other side. Okay. Ugh! Don't do that. There. That's not really straight now, is it? No, it looks really wonky. Yeah, let me do it again. I have all the time in the world. I don't, but I'm not going to rush this on behalf of an audience that barely even exists. And when a video actually gets an audience for some inexplicable reason, it's you should stop. You said you'd stop griping. Yes. I might when I've gotten it out of my system, and that can take a while for me sometimes. But you see, this is not my job. I'm not doing this as quickly as possible. I'm trying to enjoy the experience to some to some extent as well. You are gluing this to the correct side of the thing, right? Yes, yes I am actually. So is that about where you want it? I think I want it just ever so slightly closer to there. There you go, see how that fits. Yeah, kind of, yeah, but that should have been a little bit closer to there, but I think that we're all right so far. Yes, I think we are. Hope that I'll have enough of this stuff. I think so, but I didn't plan this out very well, or did I? Nope. But I did at least make a rough guesstimate as to how much I need when ordering this. And bow, yes, what is your point? Maybe I didn't count on having this much on these here clamp. Yes, I did. I will see. That's what we'll do. And we will make this a bit larger here to get it just in between the holes, actually. Okay. Yes. If it was one thing that I could get better at in life in general, where a skill that I could improve, if I could wish for one thing, well, there are many things I'd wish for, but one thing I would wish for is the ability to keep track of my tools when doing things, working, either professionally or as a hobbyist. But professionally, it's not really a problem, because the tools are so familiar and you know where they are and so on. I really like to keep them, but when it comes to hobby projects, half the time usually goes into looking for tools. Where did I put the wrench? Where did I put the screwdriver? Where did I put that? Where did I put this? That's the question. Yeah, something like that. Another one. Right about there and in line with the hole there. Is that something? Yes, that is something. Then also, I don't know how far I get on this evening, but I would like to get it hooked up to a charger as well, so I can test the theory that was postulated in the last video, the theoretical video. If it will be possible to use multiple voltage regulators, backward boost converters in parallel for charging, and still get a useful amount of current out of all of them that you have there in your parallel series, in your series of parallel, in your thing. Right. It's pretty sticky, this, I have to say. So hopefully I'm not going to have to take that off anytime soon. There you go. That's that lines up pretty well, I have to say. And then this one will go there. But that is now, yeah. But we'll push the cells to further together. So hopefully this will be able to sit on the plywood, base plywood. Yeah, there you go. And I need to make 1, 2, 3, 6 more of these, right? To go in between the cells. And we can simply measure the length of a cell, and it is 175 millimeters. And just crank this out. Maybe I'll do one first and see if that sort of fits, and if that does that, then I'll continue. 175, you said. No, that's a bit out there. Is that looking reasonable so far? It's looking very reasonable. Yes, and for these I'll leave the adhesive thing on there, just like that, exactly like that. So I have a template now. We simply multiply this then. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. And indeed, I did have enough. Just about 6. Why would you go with cork? It's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's a good electrical insulator, and I figure it's also going to help to spread the force a little bit. They're very thin, so maybe they won't spread a whole lot. Do a whole lot of force spreading, but they'll do something, won't they? I'm hoping and thinking, planning for them to do just that. Yes, maybe you should speak up a bit so the people can hear you if anyone's watching. Yes, I have a microphone and everything that I could use, yes, but it's a lot of hassle to use that, because then I have to do post-production with audio, synchronizing the audio track to the video track and so on, which I like doing. Don't get me wrong, that's like that is the part of the post-production that I enjoy the most, really. But when doing projects like this, it's a hassle, and I sort of feel that I would need to have a slightly better, larger, bigger reach, a few more people watching to make it worthwhile, to have it feel worthwhile to be doing at this stage anyway. And there are way more successful YouTubers out there who don't have a single clue of what they're doing when it comes to audio, because they'll have very quiet parts and very loud parts. Yes, and they don't have any compression on that, so it will blow up. You have to turn the volume up for one piece of the video to be able to hear what they're saying. And then it comes to an extremely fucking loud part and your speakers blow up, or your ears get damaged and so on. And they also put, I've gone over this so many times, this is a pet peeve of mine. Yes, it is. I think that audio quality is so much more important than video quality. They spend thousands and thousands and thousands on getting a good camera and such, but they might even spend thousands on microphone equipment. The thing about that is though, it's not enough to just spend the money on stuff. You actually need to know how to use it too. You need to do a bit of post-production, getting the mix right and everything. Yes. Why are you always going on about this? Because it is so fucking annoying. You're swearing you're not supposed to swear on YouTube. What? That's fucking silly too. Another pet peeve of mine. The stupid fucking English language that you can't swear in good company, or how you put it. Maybe you should have less severe curse words, and maybe a few more. There are probably a few more than I'm aware, but the ones in colloquially, the ones who are colloquially used is basically fuck, shit, cunt, piss, motherfucker, and tits, as George Carlin put it. And none of those are words you can say on television, apparently. No, because the children's think of the children. Maybe the parents are sort of responsible for that, you know. Let's just leave it at that. Jag kan svära på svenska istället, för fan helvetes jävla skit. Fy fan, helvetes jävla skit, fan, säger jag bara. Jävla pissspråk som inte går att svära på utan att folk ska bli så jävla skitnödiga och bara åh, han svär på TV eller på YouTube. Herregud, vad ska världen ta vägen? Right. I should try and keep the English. For some reason these aren't fitting. You know, my template maybe wasn't perfect. Most likely not. Would you please go in there nicely? Yes. Somewhat nicely anyway. You appear to be one short. No, you're not one short. There you go. Now we have both electrical insulation and a bit of force equalization going on. So we should push them together. Here, try. There you go. And if you could come, all of you could come a little bit towards me here. It's not that easy because they are a little bit. They're a bit firmly in place there, but they're supposed to be. That's the point of these here things. Anyway, see if we can get the width of the OSB. Yeah, speaking of the OSB, here my painted OSB. The paint, I think that's added like a kilogram to this. OSB is quite porous and it does use quite a bit of paint to paint OSB. I sort of like the finish that you get. And yeah, something like this. And something, if you would come over here a little bit. You're not going to, not this. Anyway, so we get them lined up. This row that is lined up with the other one. Sure, come on. There you go, and there you go. Yeah, so I have about 5 millimeters there, and I have about a centimeter there. That's within tolerances, I just think. So, a little bit of rubbish to clean up. Yeah. Pardon. Oh, dizzy. Dizzy. It is actually recording, isn't it? Yeah, it is actually recording. I need to refill the refuel the fireplace here. There you go. One more? No, just a little bit at a time. And now then, what's next? Next is threaded rods, and putting a bit of this stuff, simple PVC tubing, because I've already scaled the cells a little bit with this. Not that when this is mounted and so on, it's not going to move about, and therefore that should not be a problem. But you know, you want that about that length, slightly shorter actually than, yeah, slightly shorter than the width of the cells together. That ought to be about there. And I want a total of 6 of these. This is 10 millimeters on the inner diameter supposedly, which is the rods are M8, so it's a bit more than what they need to be. I could maybe have bought 8 millimeter tubing, but I didn't know if that would be, you know, hard to get on, tight, too tight to get on. I don't want to have to struggle with that, so I went with 10 millimeter inner diameter on these here things. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and 6. That way, there you go. Okay, so now the time has come to assemble my clamping device. I'm not going to paint the bottom thing. I couldn't be bothered, really. It is painted but it has a layer of clear coat on it anyway, for some reason. I felt like it. We need nuts, and we need washers here. And this. There we go. I think we thread the threaded rod onto that. There. I can do that for all of them, I think. The threaded rods are still too long. It doesn't really matter right now. It will matter when it's supposed to go into the caravan. It does actually matter now as well, for reasons that will become apparent here in a short while. Bonus points if you can guess what the problem will be. Consider that this is now how the steel bar looks, and the nut holding it down will go on the inside there to not protrude. That's a hint as to what the problem will be. So here we go. Okay, this should go there, and this should go there. Yes, but with the threaded rods here, like, okay, how much paint did you actually put on this? I said a bit. I'm trying to get the amount, a reasonable amount of threaded rod protruding there. It can of course be adjusted whenever I feel like it. That's correct. Sure. Ja, men för helvete. You see, I can swear. Ja, men för helvete, that's swearing. But it's pretty alright to do that amongst children as well. It's still family friendly to say that, more or less. Anyway. Yeah, we have different cultures, what can I say? There you go. Don't short out anything here nowadays. No, it should be difficult, almost difficult to short out, because the only thing that can short out at the moment is a cell. That's about it, really. Okay, so now we need to try and thread all this through this side as well. And they all need to go through more or less simultaneously. There maybe isn't any reason of doing this with the thing over the batteries or over the cells. No, I can't think of any. If there was one, it will become apparent shortly. Oh, hello, will you go in, please? It is in somewhat, but paint and everything is. Why are you being difficult? I have a hammer if it should be necessary. I do. And preferably without, breaking this. Yeah. With great power comes great responsibilities. As in a hammer. There is one missing rod here. Also, we need to keep it sort of level for it to want to go through. We should have this one, should be in there and in there. Right. Come on. There you go. That's something. Yes, this is pretty close to what I have in mind, or what I have been envisioning, except that it's upside down now, but it's easily addressed. Like so. There you go. There you go. Not too bad. Not too bad. So if we can try and make this about the same length. This is one I need to hold that in place there. There you go. Have you figured out what the problem will be yet? With having the rods slightly too long, and this. Now I will ruin my paint a bit here. Yes, it might rust eventually. But there we go. Washers. There. I'll put all of these on. Just I'm at it. Yeah, it's looking pretty somewhat promising so far. I have to say. Nuts. The problem is that I won't be able to get the socket on here because the rod is protruding so very much, and I don't think that I can get a wrench to hold on to the nut inside there, so I need to use a socket. I don't have these super deep sockets. They did not put washers on the bottom one, I did. Oh, sorry, forgot. Well, it's a simple matter of doing it again and doing it correctly. Also, this one is a little bit ugly here, and it should be the other way around because I don't have the proper machining tools. An angle grinder is what I have to split this. It did use a bit of the grinding disc, I can tell you. And it will work. There are washers and nuts for this side as well. This time I'm going to put washers on all of the studs before before commencing with any nuts. But this adjusting the length of the rods, that will probably be much later, because I'm not entirely sure yet. It could be very useful to have a solid mounting point for something there, or there, or there, or there, or there, or there, or there, and so on. So this is hopefully the last time in a while, at least, that this battery comes apart and gets put back together again. Gets put back together. So to that end, should we make sure that we have the polarities right and everything? Cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, and we have plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. That should be right. Now then, I can adjust this just a little bit. Do some fine tuning on them. There we go. And now I actually need to figure out how to tighten this down then, without being able to get the socket on. I could possibly... I prefer to use a socket or wrench of the correct size, but if I can't do that, I could have like something what they call vice grips, alligator, no, crocodile. It's called something, the type of thing that you can do that with, but that has the tendency of damaging the nut a bit too, and I would like to avoid that if possible. Yeah, that's pretty much does it. No, still need to tighten this down and everything. Yes, but it does it, pretty much does it so far anyway. Yes. So, there we go. For this side, I'm having a lot shorter rod protruding, so that's no issue. But here I need to figure out something here. If I get my regular wrench, what can that do for us? That will not be great. I can hold it like so, but I can't really tighten it like so, and I need to be able to tighten it from both sides really. Actually got a ratcheting thing for this. Now I have two sets of tools. One is for working on electronics and stuff, and one is for working on car stuff. And obviously the car stuff is a bit dirty as it is with those types of things. So it's not providing enough for the ratchet to we're getting much more protrusion here than we want to do, but I can adjust. No worries. And the torque spec is what? I have absolutely no idea, mate. I'm afraid. I've read the spec sheet for the battery cells, and they're supposed to be clamped down or fixated, whichever term you prefer, with 300 kilograms force. And what the fuck does that mean? That's not an SI unit. That's something else. And even if I understood the concept of kilograms force, that is on the surface of the cell, and translating that then over these here things and down to a torque spec on these nuts. Sure, mate. That is beyond my capabilities. I mean, good and tight is, I suppose, it's a good thing as any. And also, as far as I've been able to make out anyway, having too much force is, at least up to a point, less damaging to the cells than having them no force at all. This shaft here is pretty long, so I don't know how much force I'm putting on them. Really? No, it's just the way it is. Ah. Well, it seems that I don't need to counter hold it here really. I just need to get it pretty tight there, and then adjust or tighten it from the other side, and it'll be fine. So I don't need to hold on to the nut here really. It would appear anyway. Oh, this thing is turning. Yeah, I probably have quite a lot of lobs sticking out there a bit. Nothing too bad though. Just how much force again did you want to put on this? I don't know, but I think I need to hold on to this one. Yeah, luckily it's the one on the edge, so I can do that with with this. There. The cork seems to have compressed a little bit. That's good. I need to hold on to this one. Maybe I can actually get it on there. Yes, I can. No issue. So, do you think that this is clamped down? That's starting to feel like it's a bit too much torque on this one now. Or at least should not put any more torque on it. And this one is completely loose. Oh, come on, get on that, thank you. What's the matter now? I don't know, but something is the matter. There we go. That's about as much as I can do while still using hand force to keep the rod from turning. So that's my torque spec for the moment anyway. Yeah, and this one is really loose. It's also lacking a nut on the end here. I should probably do this in a proper like star pattern, but I started in the middle anyway and work my way around, sort of, kind of. It's okay, this is starting to come together now. I'd have to say. Really don't like working with dirty tools when I'm doing electronics. It's fine when you're working on mechanical stuff, car stuff, because everything is dirty and oily and messy in any case. But in a situation like this, like clean tools. And this one is also getting out to the point where I can't hold it just with my hand. That should be 2 minutes up to the torch stick. Might be that my holes here in this steel things aren't quite centered, and that's why I'm getting some difficulty. No, that's not it at all, because you have too much rod sticking out there. That's your issue. Okay, can we loosen this or something then? Maybe. So I'm going to make an attempt. Come on, you were on there. I mean, it's not gotten longer since you were last on there. No. Fine. Let's put the socket on, if that's possible. Almost, yes. Whatever we can get out of the ratchet like that, which is not nothing. It's not nothing, it is nothing. Okay, see if we can find a nice little middle ground here where both the ratchet and the socket will go together. There, for example. Enough to no. That should be enough to allow me to do this by hand, yes. Okay. There, it's going to go over them quickly and check that we will have roughly similar. This one is a little loose now. Last one's pretty tight. And this also has the problem of a bit too much rod protruding here. Come on. I cannot be bothered to remove the whole thing. I'll do it. That's about as tight as you can get it as well. What about out here? This is completely loose. And this one, that's pretty tight. Yes, but a lot of rod protruding on my left here. There, I should like this. Lovely. That's the box of nuts spread on the floor. Where's my wrench? There, I'm sitting on it. There we go. That's torqued to spec. To my spec anyway. I suppose since I'm the battery maker here, my spec is the factory spec. Isn't that how the definitions go? I can see that I've unfortunately, regrettably, done away with a little bit of the paint on the steel. Either going to have to touch that up if I don't want it to rust, or just going to have a few rust spots on it, but I don't have to go all the way with primer, paint, clear coat. I can just do a bit of touch up on those areas. There's no need rush anything of doing that right now. Since it's going to be indoors for a while longer, and it also will come apart probably a few times more. It might not ever come apart again. It will also be the case, because might not be necessary. There you go. Yeah, there you go. And there you go. Okay, you want to have a look at it, how it's looking. But I still have a bit of space on this thing. So here is what it is looking like. Let me just remove. I wasn't recording. For how long wasn't I recording? Fucking hell, this always happens. Why here? I'm using a paid-for app to record these videos. Why isn't there a lockout function for the stop recording thing? Because it's in the edge of the screen, so really easy to touch. Yeah, there's a workaround. You can use the guided mode or guided access or whatever Apple calls it. But I didn't bother activating that, but maybe I should have. I should have been when I moved the camera over here. So maybe you didn't get to see the battery. I forgot to, I don't know. This is how it looks anyway. This is how it looks from this side. From above. And from on that side. There you go. I have these. I'm supposed to go on this here on the side. These are not quite the correct size, though. I don't know how well you can see, but it comes down to laziness and material. Because I had OSB cut to a certain length which I could use, and I don't have a lot of the stuff lying about. And yeah, and so on. So it will leave a little bit of a gap right there. But well, is that a problem? Not really. You probably need to come out with wiring and what have you, and also ventilation or something. Could be good. That will go there or something. And I also made this for it. Come on. A lid. There we go. That's my battery. Sort of. And then BMS and everything, we still need to think about that for a bit. But what I'm thinking currently is maybe have this level as a like BMS main fuse and what have you, and then have a bit of a gap, and another one of these, and there have like distribution fuse box, on-off buttons, breakers, whatnot. So you'd only need to remove this not very often. Hopefully, if things work. But still, I'm going to put some sort of hinge on it, either that way or that way, so you can still access this if you need to. There you have it. That is Dr. Pluming's battery in its enclosure. Not final, but I mean for my carpentry skills and everything, and metal fabrication skills, which are non-existent, I'm not too dissatisfied with this result, really. And if you want to complain about it, you should also offer your services to help me improve and be constructive. Don't just go about complaining without also offering to help, or to at least offer up a suggestion for a solution to make things better. Because it's very easy to go around complaining. Very easy to do. Very easy to go around just complaining. A bit more difficult to go around, and it's fine to complain. It depends on what and who you are complaining about. It's always fine to complain about politicians and speak bad of them, because they force their will upon us. Whether we like it or not, then they call it democracy, because every 4th year we get to vote for the same stupid fucks that we got to vote for 4 years earlier. But that's not quite alright, because they use violence to enforce their policies and so on upon us. So you can complain about those all you want if you still have freedom of speech, which I'm not quite sure that we do anymore. Even though it is in the we don't have a constitution, but the Grundlag, foundational law, which is sort of the same thing, not the same thing at all, but it serves the same purpose anyway. That is what gives you rights, and what is supposed to limit the rights or the possibilities of the government and state. In theory. In practice, I don't know. There are definitely things that I'm not allowed to say. Lots of things I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. That's different. As a private company, they can do whatever they like. But if you have your country with foundational laws that set out that we have freedom of speech, get off it. I'm done for now here with assembling this thing. We'll see. What time was it? 19:36, 100 hours. Yeah, I need to get dinner somehow, and I might be a bit optimistic to actually get to charge on this tonight. But it would at least be nice to hook up the BMS and to be able to get power out of it, wouldn't it? Yeah, we'll see. But this is it for installment number, what is it? 5? 4? No, it's not 4. I think it is 5 of Dr. Pluming's battery building enterprise. Thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Cheerio.